What's going on, everyone? I want to do a quick video on how to find the perfect timeless jewel using Path of Building. So what most people do with timeless jewels is they find the keystone that they want and they pick the correct one, and then they pick the right conqueror, and then just buy the cheapest one. So in this case, Brutal Restraint with the Balbala Conqueror is 20 Chaos. I pick it up, I drop it in my Path of Building, such as this. I drop it in, I come here, add it to my tree, and then it corrupts this keystone into the trader. But the thing about this is this isn't all timeless jewels do. So the other thing they do is these small passives will give a stat. So each one of these gets +4 to dexterity now, and then the notables get something new. So the notables for this particular brutal restraint is getting onslaught for 8 seconds on kill, 5% movement speed, increased effect of non-curse auras, gain alchemist genius when you use a flask, and then increase projectile damage. Now what is driving what you get on these notables is going to be the number that you see here, this 7775. So if I take a different one, I'll take this 2500 one, I'll copy it, throw it into my items, add to my build, and I'm going to swap this over to the second one. You'll notice now when I go back to the tree, all these are different. Now its minions have 15% increased movement speed, chance to avoid being stunned, increase evasion rating, and so on. So one way to figure out if something on trade is a good timeless jewel is to copy it, put it into Path of Building, and then see if it's actually good once you look at it in Path of Building. And if it's not, then maybe buy a different one. But that's super time consuming, and if you find a good one that ends up being good and then you go whisper the person and it's already sold, that's not good. Fortunately, in Path of Building, there's a way to see what that number will actually give you in terms of notables and search for specific numbers that will give you something good. So let's say, for instance, I wanted a Brutal Restraint with Balbala, so I get the Trader, but I also wanted Onslaught for 8 seconds on kill. I can use this tool here called Find Timeless Jewel. I can pick Brutal Restraint, I can pick Balbala, so I get the Trader, pick the correct jewel socket. Now this is very important. You want to pick the one you want to put it in because this, along with the number on the timeless jewel, will actually dictate what notables are going to do what. Finally, you'll want to click this filter nodes button. This will make sure that only the notables that are allocated already will show up in here. However, if you have some flexibility on your tree, you can leave that unchecked. It'll just show any notable even if you don't have it allocated. And then finally, search for node. Go down here, add onslaught. At this point, I can click search, and then I can see all the different numbers that will give me this add onslaught. Now this 2 here means there's 2 particular notables that could give me onslaught for 8 seconds on kill, exceptional performance and path of the warrior. Depending on the mod you're looking for, it might be helpful to have 2 of them, but for onslaught for 8 seconds on kill, it doesn't matter if I have 1 or 2 because it's onslaught. You can't get double onslaught. So once I have everything here, I can copy trade URL, and this is the really cool part. And then now I can come back into my trade window, open a new tab, paste the URL in, and then it's going to give me the exact one that I need. So this 5721 guaranteed to give me onslaught for 8 seconds on kill. And we can confirm that just by copying it, going back to Path of Building, canceling out of here, paste this brutal restraint in, swap it out, and then you'll see now one of these is going to, see, so this one has onslaught for 8 seconds on kill. However, this did just increase the price from 20 chaos to 75 chaos or even 1 divine. But that's okay, because back in Path of Building, we can copy trade URL, but then we can do copy next URL. There's a lot of numbers here that will give you onslaught for 8 seconds on kill. So you would just copy next trade URL, go back in here, paste the new one in, and just keep going. So now we're down to 60 chaos. Go back to Path of Building, copy next trade URL, and just keep doing it until you get one that's cheap. So I kept repeating that about another 5 times, and finally I stumbled upon this one, 7775 for only 20 chaos. I could whisper that person and pick it up. You can see if I take this one and copy it back into Path of Building, go into items, drop it in, add it to my build, go down here, you can see now I get onslaught for 8 seconds on kill. So in this way, I was able to turn a junk timeless jewel into a really good one, and I didn't actually have to spend any additional chaos. The 20 chaos one that gave me a bunch of random stats was the same cost as this 20 chaos one that gave me onslaught on kill. And the reason such a good mod can end up on a timeless jewel for the same cost is because people rarely look at what these actually do because it's impractical to do so. They would have to put it in every jewel slot, and then they would have to guess who might use it. Obviously, it's on the right side of the tree, it would just be for rangers. If it's on the bottom side, melee, and top is for spellcaster. And if people don't want to go through that effort, which many people don't, they really just price these things according to the conqueror and the keystone that it's going to change. And this works for any timeless jewel. It's not just for brutal restraint. So say you're a power charge stacker and you want inner conviction, you can do militant faith, change it to inner conviction, tell it where you're going to put it, on iron grip, and then search for the stat you want. Maybe you want calming devotion. And once you've chosen what you want, search, copy trade URL, open up in trade, paste it in, and then you get the one you want. Obviously, this one is 100 chaos, but if you worked it for a while, you'd eventually find a good one. Now, this isn't just limited to one stat. If you want two stats, that works fine. So we'll go back to brutal restraint on Balbala. And then let's say I want two of them. I'm going to set my minimum node weight to 1 just to say that I want to get at least one. So, say I want onslaught. Let's change this to 1 here. And then I also want, say, increase attack and cast speed. Then change that to 1. Now when I search, it's going to give me numbers that have both. So on here, there's one notable that gives me onslaught, and there's 3 notables that give me attack and cast speed. And it's possible that that exact one might be on trade. So I'm going to copy this trade URL. I'm going to come here. The number I was looking for is 7861. So on here, I know that this will give me what I want. It's 2 divine, of course, but you could continue looking for more. And then 7861, I'm going to delete all these except for 7861, just to see if there's any on trade. But there isn't. But sometimes once you delete these, it will show a few that are available, and sometimes they're pretty cheap. It really just depends. Just for fun, I pasted a few more in, and I did find one for 60 chaos that gave me 1 attack and cast speed and 1 onslaught for 8 seconds on kill. And that's pretty much it for timeless jewels. Hopefully this video will help you find a really good jewel. It's not just about what keystone you get. It's very easy to get really good notables and passives on here, and a lot of times you can get it for the exact same price as just buying the base one. And believe me, nobody's price checking all of these. So a lot of times you really can get it for cheap. The only reason that the price fluctuates so much is just because people price these jewels extremely high for no reason, and you're just looking for 10 numbers at a time, so it's highly probable that 10 numbers out of, say, 500 that are on trade are going to be really high. But if you keep copying the next trade URL and just keep on going, you're going to eventually find one that's within your price range. And oftentimes the exact same cost as the base timeless jewel. If you have any questions, let me know below in the comments and I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks all for watching, and I'll catch you later.